Hi everybody, and welcome to Love Speaks Love. I am Denise, your host, and my beautiful guest this week is my dear sister friend, Kathy Mason. Welcome, Kathy.
Thank you. Welcome. I'm so glad to be here.
Yay.
It feels like a great time.
How's it feel to be on the other side of the not quite the other side of the table, would you say? How would you put it?
Well, because it's you, it feels very good. Thank you.
All right, we are live. So I'm just going to take a moment or two and just share it to a few pages and groups. Are you able to share it as well, Kathy, or are you on your device?
Is it live in Heart to Heart?
No, I'm just about to put it there, but it's actually live on my own page.
Oh, okay. So I'll go there. Here, this is easier.
All right. That'll do. So thank you to everybody who's with us. Just going to open that up and then I can see the comments.
There we go.
I need to find a way to balance my phone on the side. There we go. So for those of you that don't know, Love Speaks Love is a platform where we share wisdom, we share information, sometimes a process or two. And my dream for this is for people to spend more time in the heart space, which is why I do the visualization at the beginning that I do, but also to bring us together, because this is the time of unity consciousness. So it was a way that I could help to bring people together. And often we have, it's like our circles that we're in kind of overlap a bit, and this is to kind of like expand that. So more of us know more people. It's a beautiful day. All I can see out of the window there is blue sky. And I've spent the day going to a garden centre. I've been in my garden. It's been really lovely. So how are you, Kathy?
Perfect. Perfect. It's a early morning here. It's 10 o'clock in the morning and it's supposed to rain. So it would be the perfect day to weed my garden, but I'm not there right now. I cleaned up. I might make a mess later.
All right, my love, I'm going to, while people are joining us, I'm just going to do the little visualization to bring us into our hearts. So if you're in a position to do so, obviously not if you're driving, but if you're in a position to do so, I just invite us to close our eyes if that feels comfortable and bring our awareness into our heart space in the center of our chest. And breathing in love. Breathing love into our beautiful hearts. Breathing love into every cell of our bodies. And as you breathe love into your beautiful hearts, feeling your heart energy expanding. And the love is spreading not only into every cell of our bodies, going deep into the DNA and spreading into our electromagnetic field, into our auras. And if you feel while you're in this beautiful heart space and in this space of love, if there's any people, situations, beings, places, anything at all that you'd think would benefit from that love, just hearting love from your beautiful hearts to wherever you feel. And extending our heart awareness out to the heart of Gaia. And I'm visualizing us actually being held within Gaia's heart. within Gaia's diamond heart crystal. And feeling her love moving into every cell of your body. Feeling her recognition of you and her gratitude for you and for everything that you do and everything that you are. And extending our heart awareness out to the heart of our solar being, our sun. And feeling that solar energy moving into our bodies, into our solar plexus, charging us up like a solar battery, into our hearts and every cell of our body. And extending that heart awareness out to the great central sun. And receiving love now from the great central sun. And now is a beautiful time to say to our beautiful hearts, I love you. I love you. I love you. And when you're ready, just in your own time, opening your eyes, feeling centered and aligned in your physical body. Kathy, is there anything you want to add?
No, this was perfect. The only thing I guess I could add was that filling yourself up first and then giving it to others is really important at this time.
Nice.
To make sure your battery is full, overflowing.
Beautiful. Good reminder, thank you.
Oh, that felt great.
So welcome again to Love Speaks Love. It's a real honor to have you here, sweetheart. You've been in my field maybe for a couple of years. I'm not quite sure. It might even be 3. And we've had a couple of chats off air as well. And you've been on my list to bring in to this space, and it feels very, very potent to have you here right now. Thank you.
Thank you. So I know that we are so connected that when I met you, if you say 3 years ago, I have no idea of time anymore. But it's like you're recognizing your soul family all over the place. And Facebook has been just such a gift for that. I don't find that energy available in other platforms. Even though people are going to other platforms, I'm still so happy that I invested the time in Facebook, because we're all finding each other.
Yeah, it's been the last 3 years, 2-3 years. Can't think time at the moment. Yeah, it's been a wonderful gathering, and it really feels like we've gathered so much momentum in that time as well. The fact that we are all gathering and coming together in person sometimes, but even just online, and knowing that we're all in this together, that we're all doing the same thing in our own unique ways.
Exactly.
But there's this wonderful, and I see it sometimes, sometimes when I do the thing at the beginning, I'll see like dots of light and these streams of energy joining all of them, joining each one to everyone. Yeah. And I see that all the way around the globe as well, that it's actually, that it's all over.
Yeah. Yes. Yep, yep, yep. And you can feel it too. You can feel the people that are doing this for the joy of it, or the people that are doing it as a manipulation. And that's still a journey. They may still wake up to the joy of it too. So it's not a judgment about that, but it's really interesting. Soology started a lot of the big opening where people were coming out,
Mhm.
and it felt like, oh, it's safe to come out now. And who knows if it really is, but it feels that way.
So you also have Conscious Business Zone, and I'd
Mhm.
love to hear, because I hear snippets when I watch Conscious Business Zone. I hear snippets of your life, and I see some of the amazing people that you know. So I'd love to hear something of how you've met all these amazing people,
Okay.
and share some of what you do with Mason Marketing as well, if you'd like to.
Okay.
But I'd love to hear some of the background too. And I'm going to delve a bit deeper depending what you say, because I know there's been some interesting
Uh,
things in your life that I'm quite intrigued by. So yeah, tell us some of that, please.
well, Conscious Business Zone actually started because I was living with someone. Well, I had already gotten the numerology on the name. I hadn't pulled the trigger, and I do that. I tend to do that where I do everyone else's work first, and then if there's time, if there's energy, I do mine. And somehow it seems so much more important to do everyone else's. And that's just my stuff. But anyway, I started Conscious Business Zone because I was in a 6-year relationship with someone who I thought was my partner, who left me for another woman and got married to her like months afterwards. I got an email when he was in India. I was supposed to meet him in India, and he sent me an email, and I was a mess. I didn't see it coming. I knew that there was some things, but I certainly didn't see him marrying someone else. And the other woman's quite a bit older than him and has a lot of money. And so it was bad. And so I started Conscious Business Zone because I needed a reason to get up on Tuesdays and Thursdays out of bed. I was a mess. So I started it. I've been doing this. This is my 21st year. And for all these years, I've been working with change agents. I've been working with incredible authors, a lot of people from Hay House and Gaia TV, and that level of expertise, and always in the background doing marketing and promotion, and publishing in some cases. And so I knew I wanted a platform to have them featured, and I knew Facebook was there. So it wasn't about me, it was always about them and how to feature them. And it has been a wonderful gift. I've been doing it, I guess, 2.5 years now. I think I started in December or January, 2 years 2 years ago, so 2.5 years. And it's on Tuesdays and Thursdays at the same time as this. And I have missed a couple weeks in this time, but not many. And the people that work with me, because of the energy kind of supernatural marketing that I do, they find me from all over the world. So and the nonprofits and the work that I've done in the past has introduced me to these magnificent people from all over the world. So that's where some of the people that I interview, just like when I met you, I knew you and you knew me. There was like this instant like sister. Um, that's what happens with most of these people, where we'll start talking and our voices resonate or our frequency resonates, and we see that I actually test a lot of times. I use this to test. But anyway, my network were my guests for at least the first year. 50 more people were past customers or friends that do cool stuff. So that's how I got started with Conscious Business Zone. And I still, I would love to have a lot of those people back again, because I was so green. I didn't know what I was doing. I mean, you know, I just did it. And it was never about me. It was good. And it still isn't. It's like, if your hair's not right, if you don't have the right outfit on, who cares? It's about featuring and giving those powerful resources to the audience. It's not about you.
Yeah, that's
So
beautiful.
the other thing is, do you like the gentleman that I interviewed yesterday, I watched like 4 of his videos before I interviewed him. Do you do that too with?
Yeah, most people that have been on are friends and people that I know already, so I tend to know their work already, but there's been some that I haven't, and so yeah, I usually do some kind of investigating.
Yeah.
And I think
And
you want to check that there's a match, that there's a resonance as well, because not everyone that's been kind of passed forward to me has felt right.
right.
And it could just be a timing, because normally when I do Love Speaks Love, I don't plan that far ahead. I've got a few planned ahead, which is not normal for me. Normally the week before I ask someone for the following week. So it could just be with some people that it's just not a resonance at the moment, or it's just that the timing isn't quite right. But it's always an intuitive thing of a yay or a nay. And if it's a nay, I might kind of like investigate a little bit as well, maybe just to confirm if I've got some kind of like reaction going on. But I've got so many people on that list. Like, I started it with going through my Facebook list and writing, making a note of all the ones that I wanted to come on. But it tends to be that new people come in and it's like an instant, I really need to get you on Love Speaks Love kind of thing. So yeah, is it similar for you?
Actually, it's very interesting. It'll be feast or famine. Like right now, I'm totally booked, and I'm partially booked in July. So it's feast or famine. It could like comes in waves, and it's a lot of times it's interesting. I feel like there's a thread that kind of brings you to people or people to you. And so if you're just open to that, then they just sort of show up. But then there's some people that you thought you could have a connection with, that like people I've worked with before, that they never answered me. And so it's like, okay, I know I did a good job. Oh, well. So, timing is interesting. I think what you're doing is you're trying to bring such a high resonance to what you're doing that you probably do have to filter. I'm bringing resources for people that are in every single step of their journey.
Yeah.
And I purposely did business because I think that's the fastest way to elevate as many people as possible, because most people have a workforce, and if they elevate and they change the way they do conscious business, if they're a servant leader, then there's a possibility to really change society quicker.
Yeah, and that's something I wanted to raise, that I really love what you're doing with business and how you do business. It's very, and I'd love you to expand on this. It's very different from traditional business, because you are very intuitive and you're guided all the way. And I think business needs to change, because it's been so money focused. Like, that's been the primary reason for doing things. Integrity, all those things haven't really been high on the list. Whereas it feels like we're moving into an era that's very different from that. And you're one of the ones that's pioneering that with the way that you do things. So yeah.
I want everyone to think about the joy of what they're doing. I mean, if you're leaving a legacy or you have a contribution, it's in joy. This is like getting to who you really are and what you really came here to do, and pushing through the fears and the obstacles that you gave yourself. What were you thinking? Before, when you're in non-physical, you said, oh sure, I'll push through that and I'll do this. But a lot of people are stuck in the fear of that, and they've forgotten the joy and the exhilaration, the unlimited potential of energy that can flow through them when they're on course is night and day. I mean, it can flip somebody's life that fast. So anyway, so what you're talking about in business, I think, is that we're talking about things, and same thing what you and I were talking about connecting together and helping each other online, is circles, where it's not someone as a leader, there's no ego to it. It's like, how do I best serve? How do I best serve? How do I best serve? And you find other people that get it. And there's some people that they're using you to how they can sort of serve, but that's okay if it's aligned, if you know it, if you're not a victim of it.
Mhm.
But if it's but if in genuine, there's we are in a huge time of change, and the change is going from a victim model to an empowered model. And there's going to be a lot of teachers that teach how to get out of victimization. And not every teacher's going to be perfect for everyone. But this self-empowerment where you connect back to source, that's a missing ingredient, really. And once you get that you are light, and the only thing that's blocking you is any thought or program that you're running that keeps you from light, then your superpowers can come out. And I want everybody's superpower to come out. I really do.
And in business, it was very, the way that someone would lead in business traditionally was very different. They were the leader, they gave the orders. And what you were talking about before was like a round table, which is a very, very different approach to leadership.
Right, right. Well, a servant leader, that's what I call that person, is leading. He's in service to his customers and his employees. And there's lots of models like this. There's Ubuntu in South Africa with Michael Tellinger.
Yeah.
There's a wonderful series of books that were written about cafe gratitude in California. There's more than one. It's a restaurant that is all vegan, and it is all about gratitude. And what they do is they actually have the manager come in early with the staff and meet with each one of them before they go out and work with the customers and clear them. And so they can't bring the fight that they had with their husband into the restaurant. And they've grown by leaps and bounds. I mean, when you think about that, just that little consideration that this person cared enough and helped me process that out. So I release that to the ethers, to God, to source, who's going to do a better job of fixing it anyway than I can. And I then can focus and be present in this moment. I mean, think of the difference of the frequency in those restaurants, and all the way to the cooks. I mean, it's not like they just do the servers because they're with the with the customers. So I think you're going to see more and more models. The other thing that a servant leader will do is they'll be very aware of hiring people and connecting people by their values. And that is, and that's in essence what I was saying about our connection, is you could tell our values were aligned. And that's really, really important, because so many things are assumed, but if they aren't communicated and the values aren't stated, then there can be misunderstanding and out of alignment processes. So that's the other part of business that I think really you're seeing people. There's a group that did a book. What was it called? It's a red book. I'm thinking of it. They're cultural creatives. Have you heard of that? There was a gentleman and a woman that did this huge book. It was like a doorstop, and it was done where, for marketing for years, you put people into categories of what car they had, how many kids they had, whether they owned their home or rented, all of those demographics. Well, what the cultural creative movement said was, no, we need to market to people on their passions, on their values. And so that's why Facebook does interests. And when you're looking, if you do advertising on Facebook, they picked it up, because you don't have to know what age people are if you know what their values are and their interests, and then you can align with that. So it's interesting.
Wow.
Business has changed a lot.
And I'm thinking back, and I can't think where this was. It was somewhere in Byron. I think it may have been at one of the crystal places. And at the start of the day, there would be a circle. They'd stand in circle together, and maybe do something to start the day, like I did at the beginning. I mean, how awesome would that be, that at the beginning of the day, everyone is in their heart space. Right. So they're spending the day communicating from their heart, speaking from their heart, doing their business from the heart. Right. One of the guys, I don't know if I'm going to remember his name, but he comes up a lot on my Facebook adverts, and he tells this story of he was down to nothing, and he got this, like, he had no money, he was sleeping on a friend's sofa, and he started selling something, and I can't remember the full story or the details, but instead of going through the phone book to all the, I don't think it was dentists, there was a particular profession, lawyers it was, that he had to go through, but he started doing it intuitively. So like you would do the muscle testing before, he would actually ask spirit, shall I speak to that person? So instead of getting all the no's, which is very demoralizing, right, he was just focusing in on those particular people. And then the business grew, and within that business, you know, he was doing so well, he got promoted and blah blah, and now he's an amazing inspirational kind of speaker as well. So that would, how incredible would that be, that at the beginning of the day, everyone is not coming in stressed because they've all just traveled there in the traffic, and but actually calm in the beginning, and it actually brings everyone together. Right.
Well, it brings you to you. I mean, this whole period of time is soul body fusion time. We're bringing in, rather than ascending out of our body, we're ascending in our body and bringing more soul in. And soul's more high frequency energy cannot embody chaos and discordant thoughts. So however you choose, whether it's a meditation, I mean, some people, you know, they have their little tools of somebody they listen to, or a picture they look at, or going to their imaginary safe space and nature, or they lots of, but you have to have the discipline and the knowledge to go, oh, I'm off, I got to get back on, right? Right. And that's what a leader that's in the circle rather than in the middle commanding the circle, or above in the pyramid looking down at the circle. Because the person in the pyramid's a yes, no person. Up here, they're not the full story.
Yeah.
But if they're here, they're the full story. And that's where all the goodness is, because these people, I was a consultant with Arthur Anderson, and ran the change enablement group with 80 people. And Arthur Anderson was an international, it was called one of the big 8 consulting firms, accounting firms in the world. We had 80,000 employees, I think. And that's the one that actually was ruined by Enron. I don't know if you know about it from England, but anyway, well, there are a lot of English people that lost their jobs too. But anyway, I left before then, but I was part of the change enablement group, and that was mergers and acquisitions, online learning, and HR. A lot of HR work, but a lot of training, which is what I love to do. And I speak Italian, even though I'm really rusty. So I got to teach sometimes and do international things with them. But everything we did even then was team. Everything was small, like little 4 or 5 people teams. Even selling the projects was a team. So, that model really works well in business. It's not that particular model in that business may not have had as high integrity, and that's why they're not around anymore. But the concept of it, a lot of large IT companies, they all work in team.
So when I was a nurse manager, I can't remember what point, I can't remember if this is when I did my degree, but you would look at different styles of leadership, and there wasn't many to choose from at that time. Really, it was basically autocratic or democratic. That was kind of it. So the autocrat would make all the decisions themselves and not really consider what everyone else wanted, and the democrat would actually take everyone's views into consideration. How is there like a term for that within like what you're talking about, or is it done in a different way? Because there's also what isn't included in that is your intuition, and it's very difficult now to agree to something that inside you can't do. You might not have the reasoning for it. You might not be able to say, I don't think that's a good decision because of this, but inside it's churning and you know that it's the wrong decision.
Right.
Is there anything that you can put to that?
Well, I don't know that there's processes for that, but what happens is the most successful businesses engage and help all employees flourish. Assuming they're there with similar values and they want to help the business grow, the leader's job is to see the potential, hire the person for the right job, see the potential, and then help them grow, and then be open to their contribution. So it's more than democratic. It may take a little bit more time because you honor the person's contribution by having them be heard. So there's listening skills, but in the long run, what happens is it creates a synergy. If everyone decides, the businesses that I've grown the fastest for people by using my processes, it's been the team decided, yes, this is what we want to create. and I'll take left, you take right, you take back, I'll take front, up and down, whatever. And everyone left their egos aside and decided to play the game. So that's the other part of it, is the excitement of it. Now, when you're in oppressive environments where you're afraid of your boss, or there's so many rules and you just want to break them because you want to break them, because you're a rebel. But I mean, it kind of brings that out in you, right? I mean, it's not fun. That's not, those models are not going to survive. The kids are not going to go for it. And I mean, you have to realize we're evolving as a species, and the species is going to be telepathic. So we're going right now from this period of, we have to talk it out and we have to figure out how, where everybody's a piece in the wheel, but eventually the delight and the energy of it will come from just the association of these people and their gifts, and they'll all be contributing, but somewhat independently, and then come back to the whole. And then it'll come to where they see each all as one.
Yeah,
And we're not there yet. I think that's what we're evolving to. But you have to start with a servant leader to even allow that model to evolve, because these people that are on the journey to that oneness, they got it. They've got so much more energy, so much more enthusiasm. They are not spending a minute complaining about what they're doing. I mean, people, I love what I do. I get juiced doing what I do. And that's what the future holds. If we look for that and we co-create that together, that's what, why would you want to be doing something just for money ever? Because money really, I mean, this life is transitory, money's transitory, but connection to source and that conscious connection, that's the game. The game is how to be a mystical human, right? And then you bring light to everything. Every creation that you create, if it's a pamphlet, if it's a recipe, you're making dinner and it's like, oh my God, it's gorgeous. Well, I mean, the thing is why not bring that passion to everything you do and keep searching for what that is for you, until you are delighted. And you're off when you're not delighted.
amazing.
Well, I think that's where you mentioned, I interviewed somebody yesterday. I mean, these people that are on path doing what they're supposed to do, they are so productive. I mean, it's not, they have no self-doubt. They have no resistance. There's no resistance. It's like, idea, okay, it was given to me. Does this sound like fun? Okay, it's fun. Let's do it. And then, well, I was in World Unity Week like a month ago, and we got to watch, for Co-Creators Convergence, we got to watch a documentary that's called Connected, I think. And the woman is an amazing woman. She created this whole documentary from scratch in a year and a half, less than 2 years, and she knew nothing about it. She had a degree in sociology, so she had an idea for the thing, but she just put it out there, and all of a sudden a screenwriter shows up and the best videographer shows up. That's what we're talking about is going to happen now. But you have to be clear, everything's magnetized.
And you can't help but feel the passion either when everything's aligned. That energy is coming through as passion, but that energy is driving you. It's like pushing you forward, and you can't not do when it's there.
Right. Right. Well, you know, there's people that when you talk to them, there's like they're friends, but they're complaining friends. And then there are these people that you talk to that it's like, and then I did this, and then I did that. And there's exuberance for life is contagious. Plus, they help you see what's there for you to play with. So I would much rather go to that side of it and bring resources to people if they get off track. A lot of people don't have time to, haven't spent 20 years doing what I'm doing. That's how I can bring my network to as resources to people. But I really think, you know, if you go back to the joy of all of it, that's the juice, that's the excitement, that's the co-creation, and taking ourselves so seriously and worrying about what people think. No one's watching us, they're watching themselves. They're not, I mean, we think they are, like, oh God, my hair is, you know, whatever. They don't care. They don't. And it's about your heart space, how you're showing up there.
And I would way rather deal with someone like you who's tuned in, and you'll be able to, you know, like we were talking about website names, and the ones that I had, you were like, I'm not sure about that. And I like, because I know where you're coming from, and because you're coming from your heart, and because your intuition is strong as well, then I can receive that too. You know, it's easier to receive, and I would much rather deal with someone in that way that is tuned in, that's on a similar, you know, similar frequency, similar wavelength.
Well, don't you think, I mean, I don't know if you ever read the Law of One books, but they were recorded and channeled in 1982. They started channeling these things in Kentucky, Louisville, Kentucky, which is like really, it's not, it
Not
wasn't.
known for that.
No, my goodness. I grew up near there. So it's like, really? Anyway, but the thing that Ra is a seventh dimensional being, which is like a planetary or a star being. So he's an essence of it. And so, wow, I'm getting a lot of emails. Okay, so what he said is the difference between the last 26,000 years when when humans were ascending, there was only a small group of humans that could have ascended, and they were in South America, probably Peru or Argentina. So that 100 people or something decided not to ascend, but to stay and to help the earth for the next 26,000. He said that the differences of who will ascend and who will not ascend, and this is descend in my words, is service to self versus service to others. And you can tell when someone's service to self versus service to others. They're totally vulnerable and open to learn. They're willing to expand. I think the people in service to self, they're almost rule makers, this is the way it is, it always has been this way. And this is, my dad used to say, I'd say why, and he'd say because I said so, you know, that, ugh. Anyway, but that service to self versus service to others is really a good way to use as a thermometer to who you will be with. Because if your values are service to others, and we came here, we stood in line to get these bodies to be here right now to help turn and change everything into this beautiful potential of a game without restriction.
Yeah, beautiful. And it's interesting what you say in that as well, because there's almost within the service to others, I think a lot of us who and naturally more service to others, forget about ourselves.
Yeah.
So the gem that you brought in at the beginning of, yeah, but your cup needs to be full first. Like, you still have to look after yourself first, but it's more about serving the greater good rather than just personal gain.
Well, the thing is that the essence that you are requires, I mean, the plants and the animals realize that they get energy from the earth and the sun. They don't have to think about it or put it on their calendar to make time for it. They just know it's there, and if they need it, they sit in the sun, or they find a way to breathe, or whatever it is. We get in our mind and forget this vessel, and the vessel, you stood in line to get this. I mean, part of your soul is not in here. A lot of what I see here that's part of our evolution, hopefully, my gosh, is that our souls, a lot of people's souls are out like balloons outside of them on a string. And hopefully what you and I are doing is bringing more of that in. Because that's the real opportunity, because then you have your superpowers, and I want my superpowers. Really.
And speaking of superpowers, one of your superpowers is your ability to tune in, to tap in, and you're also being nudged to do more of your Akashic readings, because you've always been able to bring that in and use that in your business, which is an unusual position to be in, but I know you've been encouraged to do more. And I'll just say that I received an Akashic reading from Kathy as well a couple of weeks ago that was amazing. It's a lot to take in, because I think part of the purpose of your readings is to help us be bigger than we are and to step into our bigness. And that isn't necessarily a challenge, but there can be some stuff to do around that, to step into that, you know, to kind of be like, oh, wow, really? And we can go like, no, that's too big, I'm not doing that. Or we can be like,
well, you will do it anyway. I'm sorry. See, this is what's so funny, is that people cry, people, go, oh no, people like are shocked, but your soul figured out that it couldn't get the message to you. So if I'm somebody like me, there's got to be other people like me. I haven't ever met anybody that does the weird stuff I do, but your soul made an agreement with my soul for me to serve in that way. Mm-hmm. So what happens is, it's a journey. You're here, and your best timeline for you to fulfill the game that you chose before you got here is here. And then there's milestones in between. And so the reason they would pick me out of all the other people that could do these kind of readings is that I can help these milestones land. I can help you see that end game as a possibility, rather than, oh, it's too big, oh, I don't know what to do. That's why somebody would come to me. Now, there's lots of other people that do beautiful readings, but this is very specific, and that's why I've mostly done it where it's been part of a marketing plan, where I can help somebody get the names for those milestones, those products and everything. And it feels like, oh, good, I helped them land it. And that's why I've been resistant to just do the readings without that, because I feel responsible for, somehow, it's like a baby. So I don't know. That's why when I told you I'm being pushed, I'm being nudged to do more of it. I'm I am, but I don't know. I assume it serves. I assume that whoever I do it for, it serves, and that reality, that potential reality is for their highest good, because it's your soul. I'm actually out of the way. You saw me. My eyes are closed. I see a full 4-color movie
Wow.
of you in that future. So it's a holographic representation of you in the future.
And the energy, I can only speak for mine, but the energy was really strong too. And I could feel that I was very right brain in that. So it's amazing that you record it too, and that, you know, we can come back to it, because it takes time to assimilate it and you forget things. Even though I wrote everything down at the time, you still forget, because that helps my memory, but you still forget things. So it's really good to be able to come back to it and look at it again and go, oh yeah, wow. And it definitely, that it all resonated with me.
Yeah,
And you
yeah.
picked up on things that I kind of had a bit of a feeling about over here, but it brought it like
But
here.
it's really, you know, it's you speaking to you, just
Yeah.
using me. So when you get, so I used to do this live with somebody in my office, and I had a whiteboard, and I would just write like a crazy woman, and then I'd sort of come out of it, because it's not really trance, it's somewhere in between. I'm sitting like on a park bench above, watching, trying to
Yeah.
explain what's there, and sometimes struggling to find words for what I see. And then, but then I would look at this whiteboard and go, wow, what did we just do? And I would miss a lot of those cool extra parts, because that's all concrete business, like, these are the milestones, this is what we're doing. Whereas I much prefer what we do now with the Zoom, because I can go back. I did a reading for this guy who's a MD, and he's got so many medical designations that his curricula is like 3 pages front and back. I mean, Oriental medicine, everything. And I went back and looked at his, and at first he's like looking at me like with this funny face on me, like, oh sure, like, oh sure, here we go, another whack job. I mean, you could see it. And then he starts going like, what are you doing to me? What are you doing to me? To rubbing his head. And then he started crying. And it was like, okay, gigs up. I don't know. I mean, because I won't want to hurt anyone. I don't like if someone's crying, really. But that was good to be able to see that later on, to be able to know that, oh, that's really cool. He physically could feel it. And I guess you could physically feel it. A lot
Yeah.
of people get spun out a lot. It's just hard. It's just hard energy. It's like again, battery charge.
Yeah.
But once your soul is more connected to you, what the cool thing about all this is if you agree and you decide you want to do that and I get to help, I'm given this like big, I'm making it look like this, but it's bigger. It looks like one of those blow up soapy bubbles that has the rainbow in it, that's clear on the inside, those blow up bubbles that kids do. It looks like that, and that's full of the energy to land it in this dimension. So and what happened was I was getting people that it was taking too long, and I couldn't hold them all. So I ended up creating a storage unit that it's like shoe box, those shoe containers where I can stuff them in cubbies. So then they drip out to you in your time. So I don't have to try to, because I used to try to hurry people up. It's like, hey, I want to go help somebody else. You do it. So, but anyway, yeah, it's a very different experience.
And you've haven't even got into your life and I don't know how much time you've got, but is there anything like, how shall I word this? So you've had a really interesting life. What got you into business? I know you've spent, did you school in Italy? Is that
Yes,
how you?
yes, I did. Well, I grew up in an environment where I was able to go to camp. And then when I was too old to go to camp, they sent me to Europe. And so I got at 10th grade was my first time going over for 2 months in the summer. So I ended up going to school 5 different times in Italy. One time I lived with a countess and her daughter for a full year in Florence. But I'm really rusty with my Italian because I don't get to speak it enough, except I sing to Andrea Bocelli songs and try. No one can hear me. So, I think that there's so many things that made me realize that unconditional love was available here. And I don't know that I realized it. I couldn't figure out the game growing up. I mean, I grew up in a big family and pretty competitive siblings. My mom had 5 kids in 7 years, and there's a lot of fighting and competitiveness, I guess is the word to use. So I kept on going, well, how do you get love here? It's all conditional. Be a good girl, get good grades, all of that, and it was transitory. So I do remember at 8 years old going out in the back and saying, you left me at the wrong house, come and get me. So I knew back then I was hearing and experiencing things that no one else in my family were experiencing, but I didn't, it wasn't safe to talk about it. It wasn't safe to, I mean, you'd sort of go, hey, did you hear that? And they'd go, what? You know, okay, I'm not saying a word.
And did the marketing or the publishing come first, or was it all one thing?
Well, out of college, I worked at a mortgage company. I started there as a filing clerk, and 4 months later, they made me manager of the department.
Wow.
So I just kept showing up, doing things. Then I ended up working at a clothing store and then buying it. I was the first woman in the US to own a men's haberdashery. When I bought it, we were doing there. I worked there before I bought it. We were doing like 200,000, 225,000, something like that. And the first year, we did 750,000. And the next year we did 1 million. And so that's where I took these marketing plans. So I did that marketing plan for myself, saw what it did, and then kept helping other people with it. So it's marketing.
Already intuitively, was that you were working even back then? Yeah.
Well, I think I didn't call it that then, because I had shut down. I was aware of timelines. So basically what that means, if I can explain it, is that I see the way someone's acting or showing up, and I can see what the consequences are. So I would see, but it was okay. It wasn't like I needed to stop them. I just could play the game knowing that. So I had more information. When I ended up working at Arthur Andersen, it was way highly competitive. You didn't know if someone was going to stab you in the back that was in your peer group. I mean, it was very dog eat dog. So I would just say I have a sense or something. The words consciousness and intuition, psychic awareness, channeling, all those words have been around for a long time, but they're now in our general conversations. Whereas back, 30 years ago, they weren't there. So I learned how to hide it. I mean, I'm still getting comfortable explaining what I do because it's so different. I mean, I worked with this wonderful lady, and I was afraid a little bit. She signed a contract. We started working, and I kept testing. I was like, should I do a reading? Should I? Like, is she gonna flip out? Is she gonna ask for her money back? Because I had tested, yes, she's mine to do. Yes, I'm supposed to help her. And what happened was she was blown away, and I thought, uh-oh, what have I done? And then the next time we met, she says, you have changed my life forever. Thank you so much. So, that's why it's not me in charge. Let the ones that know how the game's really to be played at a higher level, let them. I'm not a pawn. I get to have my say, but I'm really directed by source, by love, as much as I can humanly get it. I don't always get it, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just like you going to Australia. I mean, you just got it that was the right thing to do. So you took action.
That's right. And when you have these knowings, you can't not do it, really. Like, I don't know how not to do it anymore, because it's so, your whole body is almost like you can't take steps in another direction.
Right. Well, I think that's a good thing. And I think that before it was more confusing. Now it's so clear. The clarity, the opportunities to co-create with the universe at this level. I don't know if there's ever been a chance to do this at this level before. Maybe during Atlantean times, our ancient history, which will soon eventually be told, the real history. But what we're going to find is this new human that we're evolving to is going to have these capacities for holding all this light and living longer lives, co-creating at a level that will seem like miracles, but they're not. It's alchemy. We're alchemists, all of us.
What a beautiful way to draw this to a close. Thank you, Kathy. Is there anything else that you would want to share about? Anything else that you want to?
No. I'm happy if people want to connect with me and are interested in possibly being on Conscious Business Zone or want to talk to me about their work. You can get me here on Facebook. My profile is Kathy Mason Love. And I think if you follow me, then you can message me on, because I've got too many friends right now. If you follow me, I think you can message me in Messenger and we can connect. My website is masonworksmarketing.com, and it needs some work because I'm doing everybody else's. And the Conscious Business Zone is on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 10 a.m. So I'd love for people to participate. I know I saw Xana here, and she comes every once in a while. She used to come, and let's see, Susie Jones is here, and Rosie. So anyway, so some of these wonderful people are also people that come to my show and help spread it, because really, truly, this is the chance that we have for us to break through the barriers.
And I will put all those links. I'll put them. The post that I did originally, where I taught you bio, I'll actually copy and paste that into this. Okay. I didn't do that at the beginning, but I'll do that as well. So they'll all be there. And maybe you could put some of them in put whatever you like in the comments as
Sure.
well, so it's fresh
Sure.
there.
Sure.
Oh, it's been an absolute delight chatting
Right.
to you, Kathy. I look forward to speaking to you soon, and getting some work done together.
Yes. Oh yeah, that this will be fun. And I think really truly that if there's any message for all of us is go for the fun. Follow the path to the fun. As soon as there's a lot of resistance, you're being directed by the fun meter. If there's a meter, ding.
The phenometer.
See, we just created something. So, but really, truly, when you think about it, when it's I have to, I don't want to, all of that's victimization. That is not where we're going. We're going to co-create and expanding. We're on the cutting edge of the universe. We're expanding consciousness, and not at a snail's pace now, at a fast pace.
And we are so supported in that as well. Apart from the fact that we all have each other, our higher aspects, the higher realms are all, they're just here. They're just so with us in this.
Yes. Yep, girls just want to have fun.
And thank you to everybody who's been watching. I've been reading some of your comments. There's a few more popping in that I'll acknowledge afterwards. Thank you, everybody. And thank you to all the viewers on YouTube. Oh, you have a YouTube channel as well? Did you mention that?
Yes, I've got 2 of them. Yes. It's all in that bio that I sent you. Do you
want to just name your YouTube while you're here as well?
I think it's called Kathy Mason Love. That's what I did it wherever I could, because there's lots of other Kathy Masons in the world. So Kathy Mason Love is my handle.
Nice.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. And I invite us all to just bring our awareness back to our heart space and just feel that beautiful expansion of love in your beautiful hearts. Taking a big breath of love and breathing out love. Thank you once again, Kathy. It's always a pleasure.
Thank you, sister.
Mwah.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, everyone. Oh, and I'm chatting to Paul Boggy Brighton on Conscious Mindfulness Network later on. So I will share that to my page. See you all soon.
Thank you.